Hey RRT family, Ryan Reynolds here with Keller Williams Consultants Realty in your October 2022 real estate market update. So what's going on in October of 2022 in Greater Columbus? Well, there's lots going on and there's lots to talk about, but the first thing I want to do is to kind of warn you, we're going to get into some statistics here that are probably a lot more detailed than what we normally get into. And so if I lose you in any of the numbers, hopefully you'll come back for the good looks and we'll enjoy that time together. So here we go. Let's get into it. What are the key 5 statistics we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the number of homes for sale. We're going to talk about the number of homes that sold in September. We're going to talk about the number of pendings in September, or the houses that went into contract. We are going to talk about your average days on market, and we're going to talk about the number you really care about, which is how much is your house worth this month compared to what it was worth last year. So let's go ahead and jump into it. And the first statistic I want to talk about is the number of homes for sale. So in September 2022, we had 2,776 homes for sale. Now compared to last year, we only had 2,070 for sale, and that represents a 39% increase in the number of homes for sale, which is great if you're a buyer. It might sound terrifying because that's a huge sensational headline, 39.5. If you're looking for clickbait, that would be the headline you'd use. However, when you put that into perspective, we have like 2 million people that live in our Greater Columbus market, and so that makes that number not sound like very many at all. We actually have about 11,000 real estate agents in the market, and so that means there's really only about 1 listing for sale for every 20 real estate agents. So actually, I don't know if that math is right, but we'll check it, but it sounded good anyway. So we're going to go with that. But that is the truth on the number of homes for sale. The second statistic I want to talk about is the number of homes sold in September. And then last month, we sold 2,450 homes in the Greater Columbus area. Now last year, we sold 3,274, and that represents a 25% decrease in the number of homes that sold. So again, sensational headline, and the market obviously is cooling down, which it really is, but it's not really as bad because when you think at 2,450 homes sold out of 2,776 that were for sale, that's not too bad because you're looking at about 85% of the houses or so, 87% sold from last month. So maybe not nearly as bad as you think. So the third statistic I want to talk about is the number of homes pending for sale. And what that means is that if they've accepted a contract on a house that's on the market, then that would be considered a pending home. And that number is 2,691 homes. So let's just think about this 1 second. We had 2,776 on the market, and then last month there were 2,691 homes that went into contract. So sounds like almost everything's selling to me. I don't know about you. When you look at the statistics from last year, we had 3,027 that went into contract, which represents an 11% decrease this year of the number of homes going into contract. So that, again, is a negative sounding statistic. However, when you look at the percentage of homes that go into contract, that's actually not too bad at all. And so I wouldn't take too much stock in that, but the market's slowing down a little bit. But I think the more important thing is to look at kind of where we were from a year ago and not where we were from a month ago. So let's get into those statistics now. The next statistic I want to talk about is the number of days that it takes to sell a home. So now in a balanced market, there is approximately a 6-month inventory of homes, which that means based on the rate of homes that are selling, it should take about 6 months to sell everything in the market if nothing new were to come on. Right now, we are trending at about a 1.9 month inventory. What that means is that we are in a pretty strong seller's market. Even though all these other statistics sound like they're going in the wrong way, we still have a seller's market here in Columbus. Now, if you look at the time it actually takes to sell a house, we're at 17 days. And that's the average from the whole market. And last month, it was 14 days. So that represents a pretty big increase. But at the same time, we're still only talking 17 days. In fact, from the fastest time it took this year to sell a house, which was in May and June, we were at 11 days on market, to now, which is 17 days on market, we're less than a week. So putting that statistic in perspective can kind of help to make you feel like, okay, well, things aren't really that bad. Even though they're not extremely crazy like they were, things are still selling pretty fast. Now, the last statistic we want to talk about is probably the one that's the most important to you, and that is how much is my house worth now compared to what it was worth a month ago and a year ago. Well, the first thing we want to look at is a month ago. Last month, the average sale price in September was $344,000, compared to the previous month of August, which was $352,000. So our prices have come down 2.3%. Now, when you're looking at averages, you have to take into account the fact that in August, there were probably more larger family type homes sold than there were in September, because when school starts, people want to be settled. and so there could be some seasonality from month over month that kind of just changes the demographic of who's buying and therefore affects that sale price. So I don't take a lot of stock in that number that's going down. We'd want to watch that from a trending standpoint, of course, but at this point, I don't think that's a problem. Now, to the good news, and what you really want to know is, hey, how much money did I make in the last year on my house that I own? And so, again, I mentioned $344,000 is the average sale price at the end of September 2022. At the end of 21, it was only $312,000. Now, that's about a 10.3% increase in sales prices. So if you own a house, that's a fairly reliable number that you probably made about 10% of your equity back. In other words, if you have a $200,000 house last year, it's probably now worth $220,000. So good job, pat yourself on the back, and congratulations for a job well done. So for all of you guys who don't like math and numbers, we're done with that part. If you have a house that you're wanting to sell, or if you're thinking about making a move, either trading up or just buying a house, give us a call. We can create a custom solution for you where we look at your individual situation and the individual market that you're in, because real estate is extremely local and none of the national stuff really matters when it comes to what your house is actually worth and what you're actually looking to buy. So give us a call and we can help you figure that out. As always, it's the Ryan Reynolds team, unlimited opportunities and exceptional experiences.